Also, I think one story that's been overlooked recently is Hillary Clinton's terrific work in Africa. We're going to give her the credit she's due in the Politics Fix tonight. Coming up, Hillary Clinton's now finished her Africa trip. Bill Clinton's backing up the president on the urgency of health care. How's the Obama-Clinton coalition going these days? It looks like it's working when Hardball returns. We're back with Clarence Page and Susan Page with the Politics Fix. Let me start with Susan. It seems to me that Secretary of State Clinton went over there to Africa and spent like 12 days over there in some unpleasant countries. Countries at war, countries that have dangers posed, in fact, to her as a visitor. Talked about blood diamonds, talked about women's rights, which are not really honored in that part of the world in many places. She got no credit for it. All she got was the cheap shot because of what she got when she lost it a bit with that question from that kid about what she thought was a question about her husband's thinking, not hers. What do you make of all this?
Well, I'm sure it was very frustrating for her because it was a long trip focused on issues that Americans and American diplomats often don't pay that much attention to in places like Congo. But it is true that it was her husband was getting a lot more attention in North Korea, and that one incident at a news conference sort of is the thing that the public will, the information the public got about the trip that she made. I'm sure that's disappointing.
You know, I was just over there, you know, at a family trip with my wife, and I have to tell you, I met a kid out in the middle of nowhere who was totally consumed with Michael Jackson. Just to make the point, in fact, their papers are covered by Obama stuff. They are always, these millions and millions of Africans are watching us all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They want us to show some respect and interest in their concerns, and they know they got them. And here's a person, the first person in a long time, who said, I'm going to give you 12 days.
Right.
Your thoughts?
Well, she was very, well, for one thing, the Clintons are very much respected, very much liked in Africa. That particular place where she was, where that incident occurred, she was getting more pointed questions and comments there than in most places. But they were right on point for the most part, dealing with women's issues, especially, which she's very strong on. As you know, problems, rape, AIDS, etc., have been very serious in Africa, and she was raising the profile on that, but then she got upstaged.
Yeah,
so
but there's serious business. I mean, you got the blood diamond trade where the whites of the world are involved in it too. I mean, a lot of the people, the money gets over there, right. The bloodshed that goes on, the killing, the old tribal disputes have always been there, but they're getting worse because of the fight over diamonds. The AIDS thing isn't going away, and thank God George Bush took an interest over there, Susan, and he gets credit for it over there. But I tell you, the American people, you know, a lot of us Americans came from that part of the world, and we all ultimately came from there, no matter what the anti-evolutionist thing. We all come back to Lucy in some way. Your thoughts again. Hillary Clinton, how's this shaping up, what I call the coalition between the Clintons and the Obama faction?
Well, you know, you see a little bit of a coalition with Bill Clinton as well as with Hillary Clinton. You saw him not just do the North Korea trip, but also go to a Netroots convention the other day in Pittsburgh, where he advocated strongly for the Obama health care plan. You know, there's a certain amount of scar tissue from last year's campaign between the Obamas and the Clintons, but Bill Clinton does offer Barack Obama some credentials with some more conservative Democrats, maybe some Democrats in the South, where Obama could use maybe a little bit of a boost.
And he's going to need a bigger boost next year. My theory is that the Clintons are really going to be necessary to this coalition come next November, when Bill Clinton's got to go out and help with the white working class. You
notice how often the Clintons are important to Obama in the clinch during the campaign last year against McCain, and now at this point, Bill Clinton speaking out for the health care reforms last week, and Hillary Clinton, they've both been very good soldiers in Obama's army.
I think it's a hell of a coalition, a strong phalanx within the Democratic Party. Thank you, Susan Page. Thank you, Clarence Page. Join us again tomorrow night at 5 and 7 Eastern for more Hardball.
We all want an America defined by deep and meaningful equality, from civil rights to labor rights, from women's rights to gay rights, from ending discrimination. There are no acceptable limits, and there are no acceptable prejudices in the 21st century in our country.
We have a common task and a common challenge.
Why can't we see that we are all in this together?
18 million of you from all walks of life. Women and men, young and old, Latino and Asian, African American and Caucasian, rich, poor and middle class, gay and straight, you have stood with me. And I will continue to stand strong with you every time, every place, and every way that I can. The dreams we share are worth fighting for.